All right, so this is the first YouTube video that I have ever made. The title is going to be something like Why All Men Should Do Hard Things. And basically, what I want out of this channel is to speak to the men out there that are kind of where I was in life. And I'll get into my story here in a little bit. The men out there that are kind of lost right now, they're kind of used to doing easy things and they're not used to doing hard things. They're out of shape. They want to be in shape. They want to do great things in life. They want to be successful and they want to see their confidence go up, make more money, become a better human, be in better shape, be a better man, just as God has intended you. And that's what I want this channel to be about, not just documenting my life so that motivates you guys to kind of see what I do and implement it into your life, because I wasn't always the way I'm at now. I didn't always have six pack. I didn't always have confidence. I didn't always have drive and ambition to do shit. I wanted to be that guy, but I just was a little bitch. And that's okay if you're at that right now, but you need to be willing to make the changes. I'm excited to do this, man. I'm fired the fuck up. This shit I'm so passionate about. And I just want to help other men like you guys that are watching that don't know where you're at. Maybe even if you're like 17, 18, get out of high school, and or if you're like 35 and you're just like stuck in life, you hate your job, you hate who you are, you don't like your physique. I want to be the voice and that inspiration for you guys so you guys can fucking be the person that you're meant to be. Because I didn't think I could get to this point. And I did it, man. And I'm just a regular person. And that's what this video is kind of going to be based around today. But before I get into that, just a little bit about me so you know who I am if you don't already. Basically, I started getting into fitness when I got out of sports. So my whole life, since I was 3 years old, I started playing hockey. I'm from Canada, so of course my father like put me in skates before fucking I was in running shoes. So I was playing hockey at the age of 3. I was wearing like diapers as my hockey pants, like layering them up, like 4 diapers. And I was like the best player. I was playing with kids that were like 5 and 6, and I was one of the best players. So like my whole life was sports, mostly hockey. Hockey. I played baseball. I played soccer. I played a bunch of different sports, rugby, so on. I was very naturally athletic, and I just loved being active as a child. And that was like my whole life, right? My father put me in all these hockey camps. My mother was there as well. She helped. They weren't together, so I was always like between each of them. My father was in the military as well, so like he was gone a lot, and he was very strict. He made sure when I was like 4 years old, I was making my own beds. I was doing dishes at like 7 years old. I was doing laundry. I was doing all of this. So like I am lucky where I had that father figure to teach me this stuff. And that's what I want to help you guys with. If you weren't taught this stuff, if you weren't taught to be an actual man, that's what I want to do for you guys. Where it's fitness, where it's mindset, where it's life, business, so on. I want to be that for you guys. And I want to be able to inspire and help you guys in this process. So a little bit more in my backstory, playing sports all throughout my early age in like grades 5 to 12, like high school, I played AAA hockey. So a majority of my time was summer hockey school, spring hockey, spring training, and then winter, fall was all just hockey. So that's my whole life was just hockey, sports, and then sometimes I would play like baseball or soccer in the summer. But I just always was doing stuff. And if I wasn't doing that, I was downstairs in my basement shooting pucks. Or I was outside playing catch. Or I was always doing something physically hard and demanding. So that entailed in my head that I need to always be doing stuff like this so that I get ahead in life. But that started to change when I was coming out of hockey, right? So I was always very small. Like I'm still not that tall. I'm only like 5'7". And if I have the picture, I'll throw it up here. This is me in grade 10. Long blonde hair, skinny as shit, out of shape. I played hockey, but like I only did training that was prescribed to me by like strength and conditioning coaches. And like that's not helping me put muscle on. So I was only small and skinny, and like I was playing with guys that had full beards. They were literally like men, and I was a little boy. And I was a hard worker. Like I was tough, but I got fucked up a lot. And with that long blonde hair that you saw, I was literally called Goldilocks. I was made fun of. I was called little girl Goldilocks, but I made it work. I was still a good hockey player. But later on in life, that translated to me becoming less confident. I didn't always have girls liking me. Like I was a little kid, like girls would see me as like a friend or like that brother figure. And like no girls would see me as like a handsome stud of a man, like this athletic jocks that are like full bearded up, just grizzled jawline. I was like a little bitch, right? And that played into my confidence quite a bit. I had a lot of anxiety. I hated like talking to other people. I literally couldn't, like I had a girlfriend when I went to grade 12, when I was in grade 12, and I would hate going to her house, like her family dinners, because I was just so nervous and anxious of talking to other people. Even at my own family dinners, I like couldn't look at people in the eyes. I was so just like unconfident in myself and I hated who I was. And it played a huge role into later on being super depressed, not ever thinking of really killing myself, but at the point of like, I just was like, I hope I don't wake up tomorrow. And that led me to doing drugs, drinking, smoking marijuana all the time, creating bad habits. And that's not where you want to be. So what I'm kind of getting into now is where I'm at now in life. And I'll throw up a picture like, but it's not just about the body. This is what I look like now, by the way. It's not just about the body. Like I was in shape and doing fitness, and I was still not confident in myself. But as time went on, I learned how to do hard stuff. I learned what I needed to be doing, whether it was doing stuff I didn't want to be doing, like training, obviously, and learning new things and speaking to people even if I didn't want to, and putting myself in public spaces and be doing those things that I did not want to do. And that's how I gained that confidence later on. Another thing too, when it comes to training, so many people are just so lost when it came to training, especially me. Like when I first started in high school, I just had no idea what I was doing. And I was like 17 years old. And that's when I looked like with the long blonde hair. And I was starting to get a beer belly because I was finishing up hockey. I wasn't really playing high level sports anymore. And I just kind of let everything go. I was doing like drugs, drinking, and just chasing like that dopamine hit. And that led me to be like a chubby, skinny, fat looking kid that's like 5'5", long blonde hair, looks like a bitch. So I was like, I want to do something about this. I watched the movie Rocky 1, one of my favorite movies. And I just saw like the training montage. If you guys ever saw that, watch that. I'll fire you the fuck up. And I was just like, I need to change my life. I want to have girls like me. I want to be jacked. I want to look like a fucking superhero. I want to look like Rocky Balboa. So that kind of like started things for me. And that led me in this journey now. So when I first started, I had no idea what I was doing. I was literally watching YouTube videos, like searching up Google for or Reddit forums of like what to train, showing like pictures and like following that, and then looking at the weight machines and following the instructions. And I was so lost. And for years and years, I just had no idea what I was doing. And like I made a little bit of progress just because I had decent genetics. I'll show you in 6 months, I've changed my body to this. But I could have done so much more because I got good genetics. But doing all the stuff I was doing, a lot of it was at home, just push ups and shit. I made gains, but then it stalled out very quickly for me. And that sucked for me because I just didn't know where to go from there. So that's when I went to school. I started studying kinesiology. I got my diploma in kinesiology, strength and conditioning. And I did constant research for now. This is my 7th year of like training. I did about 6 years of research, schooling on top of the research I did on my own. Research papers, YouTube videos, forums, studying everything I could to find out what is the best way to make the best progress. And that's what I found. And that's what has developed my physique to this day, along with diet, nutrition, and learning all the ins and outs of that and how to basically progress as much as possible and get as strong as possible and as big as possible. And the main thing I just want to tell you guys is that if you don't know where to start, just start somewhere. Start doing push-ups, sit-ups at home. Get in the flow of doing the harder things. And then later on, or if you want, find someone that knows what they're doing, get a coach, and let them teach you so you learn it so much quicker than I did. I mean, that's why I want to make this YouTube, or I want to start documenting this journey so you guys don't fuck up like I did. You guys have the information that I did all myself. That's 6-7 years of research that you guys can just follow me and get that. So this is going to be a little mix of like education, motivation, inspiration. Greg Plitt was a big inspiration for me. I don't know if you guys know where that is. You can search him up. So it's going to be kind of that style of content. And I hope you guys follow along with my journey. So that's it for today. That's it for this video. This is the first YouTube video. So if you're here from day one, let's do big things, baby. Love you, boys. Peace.